Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sultana Rizkambalia. I'm come from English Language and Literature Department at Jefford. So today I'm going to be talking to you about the nine part of speech. Every single word you say has a within sentence. Every single word part of speech. So first, I will tell you about noun because in English, noun is very important. Here are the basic elements of a sentence. Let's get started. Number one, noun. Let's start with concrete nouns. Now in English, concrete nouns are people, places, or things, and including animals that you can see, you can smell, you can taste, or hear, or touch. So you can basically use your five senses. The example is if we talk about people, you can see a man, a teacher, or me, Tari. If we talk about places, you could say a school, a house, you like the city, Francis, or London, or a beach. Abstract noun. So, abstract nouns, unlike concrete nouns, are ideas, concepts, emotions, and you can see an idea, you can smell concepts, you can taste emotion, or hear it, or touch it. So, they are nouns, they are things, they exist, but you cannot see them or touch them. You can use your five senses. To give a few examples, we could talk about love, or time, or religion, rules. These are all words that represent idea concepts. They're abstract noun in English. Now let's get into more detail about nouns. And let's know see the difference between common nouns and proper nouns, which are very important in English. So, common nouns and proper nouns refer to people, places, things, ideas. Let's see a few examples. We could talk about people. For example, a woman, that's a common noun. But if we talk about specific woman, for example, me, Tari. You could talk about places, city, that's a common noun, but that you can name a specific city. Let's take a great city, London. Remember people, nouns, always capital. And we can talk about things for example. An animal, let's take a dog. That's a common noun, but if we take a specific dog, like a Snoopy capital S, that's the proper nouns. And then we're going to talk about singular and plural nouns. When you speak English, it's very important to know the difference between a singular noun and plural nouns. So, I will explain to you the different rules and we will practice together. Let's get started. Okay guys, the first you need to know is that a singular nouns one. So, their example, I can say cat, a cat or one cat, a school or one school. Team. Now don't forget, team is a collective noun. It's a group of people, but still, it's a singular noun. We talk about a team or one team. Now, if we talk about plural nouns, it means more than one. Well, Let's now practice together. I'm going to give you a singular noun. I want you to try and find the plural form of this singular noun. Let's give it a try. The first word is baby. It ends with consonant Y. It's babies with AS. The second word is toy. Vowel plus Y. So, this time toys you simply add an S. Then we have wish. Wish is a word that ends in SH. Remember the rule wishes. You add AS. Now let's move on to some example sentence. I have some example sentences using singular and plural nouns. I would like you to repeat the sentences after me and be really careful to use proper pronunciation. Let's get started. First, I want a dog. I like dog. The second sentence is I don't want a fox. I don't like foxes. And yeah, I'm going to tell you about irregular plural nouns. Now, there are crazy ways of making plural verb in English. And there are a lot of irregular formats. I want you to know about them. So, let's get started. Okay, so for example, we have a singular noun which a woman. Its plural form is woman. Then we have man. The singular noun a man. It becomes man, a child becomes children. Let's now move on to other singular forms. As you can see, sheep is the singular form, but the plural form is not sheeps. It is sheep, some goes for deer, deer, moose, moose. So, you will say, I see one sheep, but also I see two sheep that exist somewhere. A compound noun is a type of noun that is formed by combining two or more words to create a new single entity with a specific meaning. These words can be joined together in various ways, such as number 1, closed or solid compound nouns. These compound nouns are written as a single word without any species. Example, toothpaste, bedroom, and rainbow. Number 2, hyphenate compound nouns. These compound nouns are formed by connecting the words with a hyphen. Example, mother-in-law, well-being, and six-pack. Number 3, open or specific compound nouns. These compound nouns are written as separate words. Example, post office, swimming pool, coffee table, and compound nouns can be composite of various combinations, including noun plus noun, adjective plus adjective, preposition plus noun, and more. The combination of words in a compound noun often results in a new specific meaning that might not be immediately obvious from the individual words. Compound nouns are widely used in English and contribute to the richness and flexibility of the language. Countable nouns are nouns that can be counted and have a plural form. They refer to objects, people, or things that can be seen as separate and distinct entities. Examples of countable nouns include book, car, dog, and apple. We can use number or quantifiers like a, and, some, or many with countable nouns. Uncountable nouns, on the other hand, are nouns that cannot be counted and do not have a plural forms. They refer to substances, concepts, or qualities that are seen as a whole or mass. Examples of uncountable nouns include water, knowledge, happiness, and sugar. We cannot use numbers directly with uncountable nouns, but we can use words like some, a lot of, or a little to indicate an amount. Here are some key differences between countable and uncountable nouns. Number 1. Plural forms. Countable nouns have a plural form, while uncountable nouns do not. For example, book, countable, becomes books in the plural form, but the water, uncountable, remains the same. Number 2. Quantifiers. Countable nouns can be used with numbers on quantifiers, such as one, two, many, or some. Uncountable nouns are usually used with non-specific quantifiers like some, a lot of, or a little. Number 3. Articles. Countable nouns can be used with both indefinite articles "an" and definite articles "the". Uncountable nouns usually do not use indefinite articles, but they can use definite articles when referring to specific instances or quantities. Number 4. Measurements. Countable nouns can be measured or quantified directly, such as 3 books or 5 cars. Uncountable nouns cannot be measured directly, but we can use measurement words like a cup of water or a piece of knowledge to indicate a specific quantity. Number 6. Pluralia tantum. Some nouns only exist in plural form and do not have a singular form. Examples of these are scissors, pens, and glasses, although they may appear to be countable nouns. They do not have a singular form associated with them. Number 7. Collective nouns. Collective nouns refer to a group of people or objects as a single unit. Examples of these include family, team, and herd, although they may appear to be countable nouns. They are often treated as uncountable nouns because they describe a unity that cannot be counted individually. Number 8. Mass nouns. Mass nouns are a type of uncountable nouns that refer to things that cannot be counted individually or have a plural form. Examples of mixed nouns include furniture, information, and advice. They cannot be used with numbers or plural forms, but can be used with words like some, a lot of, or a little. Number 9. Partitive construction. To indicate a portion of uncountable nouns, we use partitive construction. This involves using words like some, any, or no followed by the uncountable noun. Examples include some water, any sugar, or no information. Number 10. Countable and uncountable pairs. Some nouns can function are both countable and uncountable, depending on the context. For example, work can be used as a countable noun when referring to specific task. I have 3 works to complete. It's important to note that some nouns can be both countable and uncountable, depending on the context. For example, paper can be countable when referring to individual sheets, but uncountable when referring to the material itself. Understanding the distinction between countable and uncountable nouns is essential for proper grammar and sentence construction in English. We're going to talk about adverbs. Adverbs are an essential part of the English language. They are words that modify or describe verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. Adverbs provide essential information about how, when, where, why, or to what extent an action or state occurs. Adverbs can be categorized into different types based on the information they provide. Let's explore some of the main types of adverbs. Number 1. Adverbs of manner. These adverbs describe how an action is performed. They often end in ly and answer the question how. For example, she sings beautifully or he runs quickly. Number 2. Adverbs of time. These adverbs indicate when an action occurs. They answer the question when. Example include yesterday I went to the park or they will arrive soon. Number 3. Adverbs of place. These adverbs indicate where an action occurs. They answer the question where. For instance, she looked everywhere for her case or he lives nearby. Number 4. Adverbs of frequency. These adverbs describe how often an action occurs. They answer the question how often. Examples include I always brush my teeth before bed, or he rarely eats fast food. Number 5. Adverbs of degree. These adverbs indicates the intensity or action of an action or state. They answer the question, to what extent? For example, she is very talented, or he is quite tired. Number 6. Adverbs of a reason. These adverbs explain the reason or cause behind an action. They answer the question, why? For example, she studied hard, so she passed the exam. Or he left early because he had an appointment. Number 7. Adverbs of condition. These adverbs express a condition or circumstance under which an action takes place. They answer the questions, under what conditions? Example include, if it rains, we will stay indoors. Or, unless you finish your homework, you can go out. Number 8. Adverbs of purpose. These adverbs indicate the purpose of intention behind an action. They answer the question, for what purpose? For instance, she studied diligently to improve her grades, or he exercised regularly to stay healthy. Number 9. Adverbs of comparison. These adverbs compare the degree or intensity of two or more actions or states. They answer the question, to what action in comparison? Example include, she sings better than her sister, or he runs faster than his friends. Number 10. Adverbs of affirmation and negation. These adverbs express agreement or disagreement with a statement. Examples of adverbs of affirmation include certainly, indeed, or absolutely. Examples of adverbs of negation include not, never, or no. Adjectives are words that describe or modify nouns or pronouns in a sentence. They provide essential information about the object being described. Adjective can describe the color, size, shape, temperature, age, emotional state, and more. Adjective can be placed before the noun they describe or after the verb to be, is, are, was, and were. For example, in the sentence, the beautiful flowers bloom in the garden. The adjective beautiful describe the quality of the noun flowers. In the sentence, she is intelligent. The adjective intelligent provides information about the intelligence of the subject she. Adjectives also have comparative and superlative forms. The comparative form is used to compare two objects, while the superlative form is used to compare more than two objects. For example, she is taller than her sister, comparative, and she is the tallest girl in the class, superlative. Adjective can also be transformed into adverbs by adding the suffix ly. For example, quick adjective becomes quickly adverb. Choosing the right adjectives can provide a clearer and more vivid picture in a sentence. It is important to pay attention to adjectives that fit the context and provide accurate descriptions. Conjunctions are words or groups of words used to connect words, phrases, clauses, or sentences in a language. Their function is to combine ideas, convey relationship between ideas, or arrange the sequence of events in a sentence. Conjunction help in building logical connection between parts of a sentence and influence the structure and meaning of the sentence as a whole. There are several types of conjunctions, commonly in English including 1. Coordinating conjunction. These conjunctions are used to connect words, phrases, or clauses that are equal in importance or level of significance. Examples include and, but, or, not, for, and yet. Number 2. Subordinating conjunction. These conjunctions are used to connect a dependent clause to a main clause in a sentence. Subordinating conjunctions reflect cause-effect relationships, time, conditions, purpose, or contrast between the clauses. Examples include because, although, while, if, unless, and although. Number 3. Correlative conjunctions. These conjunctions are used in pairs to connect equivalent words, phrases, or clauses in a sentence. Examples include either, or, neither, nor, both, and not only, but also, and whatever, or uh, a good understanding of the use of Conjunctions in sentences helps in construction clear, structured, and coherent sentences. Conjunctions play a critical role in conveying the relationships between ideas and influencing the overall meaning of the sentence. Determiners are words that are used before nouns to provide information about the noun or to specify its reference in some way. They help to clarify whether the noun is specific or general, noun or unknown, and they can indicate quantity, position, or demonstrate which noun is being referred to. Determiners are an essential part of English grammar and play a critical role in constructing meaningful and grammatically correct sentences. There are several types of determiners and lists including number 1 articles a and the are used to indicate whether a noun is indefinite a and or definite they. Number 2 demonstrative this, that, this, and those are used to point out specific nouns in relation to the speaker of the context. Number 3 possessives my, your, his, her, its, our, and their indicate ownership or possession of a noun. Number 4 quantifiers some, any, many, few, several, all, most, each, every, and no are used to indicate the quantity or amount of a noun. Number 5 numbers 1, 2, 3 are used to indicate the excess number of nouns. Number 6 interrogatives which, what, was, and whichever are used to ask questions about nouns. Determiners are important because they provide essential information about the noun and help to clarify its meaning and context within a sentence. They also contribute to the overall structure and coherence of the sentence. Interjections are words or phrases that are used to express strong emotion, sudden reaction, or brief exclamations. They are often used independently and can stand alone as a complete utterance. Interjections are used to convey feelings such as surprise, joy, anger, pain, or excitement. They add emphasis or express the speaker's attitude or reaction to a situation. Interjections are not grammatically connects to the rest of the sentence and are usually set apart based on exclamation mark, comma, or dash. They can be used at the beginning, middle, or end of a sentence. Some common examples of interjection include wow or ouch, yay, bravo, hooray, oops, or interjections are versatile and can be used in various contexts, such as in informal conversations, exclamatory statements, or in written expression to convey the speaker's emotion or reaction. They add color and expressive freeness to language, allowing speakers to convey their feelings more vividly. However, it is important to use interjection appropriately and in moderation to maintain clarity and coherence in communication. Prepositions are words that show the relationship between a noun or pronoun and other words in a sentence. They indicate location, direction, time, manner, or the relationship between different elements in a sentence. Prepositions are an essential part of English grammar and are used to provide essential information and context. Some common prepositions include in, on, at, by, for, with, to, from, over, under, above, below, between, among, top, beside, behind, in front of, during, after, before, and since. Prepositions are typically followed by a noun or pronoun, which is called the object of the preposition. The object of the preposition can be a person, place, thing, or idea. For example, in the sentence, the book is on the table. On is the preposition and table is the object of the preposition. Prepositions are used to indicate various relationships, such as location. The cat is under the table. Time, I will meet you at 3 p.m. Direction, she walked towards the park. Manner, he spoke with confidence. And position, the keys are for you. It is important to use preposition correctly to convey accurate meaning and maintain grammatical accuracy in sentences. The choice of preposition depends on the specific context and the relationships they express. Pronouns are words that are used in place of nouns to avoid repetition and make sentences less repetitive and more concise. They are an essential part of English grammar and are used to refer to people, objects, places, ideas, and things. There are several types of pronoun in English. Number one, personal pronouns. These pronouns refer to specific people or things. They include a, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Personal pronouns can also be used in different forms depending on their function in a sentence. Me, him, her, use, them. Number two, possessive pronouns. These pronouns show ownership or position. They include mine, yours, his, hers, ours, and theirs. Possessive pronouns do not require an additional nouns to follow them. Reflects five pronouns. These pronouns add in self or selfish and are used when the subject and object of a sentence refer to the same person or thing. Examples include myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and himself. Number four, demonstrative pronouns. These pronouns point to specific people or things. They include these, that, this, and those. Demonstrative pronouns can be used to replace nouns or to introduce them. Number five, interrogative pronouns. These pronouns are used to ask questions. They include wo, whom, was, which, and what. Interrogative pronouns are used to gather information about people or things. Number six, relative pronouns. These pronouns introduce relative clauses and connects them to the main clause. They include wo, whom, was, which, and that. Relative pronouns refer back to a noun mentioned earlier in the sentence. Number seven, indefinite pronouns. These pronouns refer to non-specific people or things. They include someone, anyone, everyone, something, anything, everything, nothing, all, both, and several. Pronouns are used to make sentences more concise, avoid repetition, and provide clarity in communication. It is important to use pronouns correctly and ensure they agree in number and gender with the nouns they replace.